Hello, everyone tuning in. This is the second and final matchup of tonight, and the first semifinal rather matchup. The two upset teams, Khepwi Suns, UwU versus Boony Gang. I have to change the title of the stream. Semifinals, best of three. So, with that in mind, what are you looking forward to, Herc, in this matchup?
Oh, I'm looking for a good hard match. Uh, Coming from both these teams. Khepwi Suns definitely has a big has a big win coming off of last night as they go into this next.
Into this next what? You cut out.
Oh, sorry about that. We're going to be seeing just how much of a momentum that they're going to be pulling into this next match, coming off their big win yesterday.
Yeah, both these teams coming off of very big wins. Khepwi Suns was the underdogs to Dharmic Killers. Davies was really targeted there in the bans. They tried to focus on that side of the map, making sure the jungle never really is able to pick it up and carry the game through. Media Man Link had a fantastic night on the Cuckoo Khan. We'll see if a ban comes out tonight due to that. And it was just a fantastic set they played. And then Boony Gang coming out of nowhere, a team that was written off, a team that many suspected that if the former playoffs had happened would have gotten upset by a minis league team. But instead, they come down, best of one, catch all in, off guard, not feeling good, peachy whatsoever. You saw 20k damage coming out from a Kukolin on Enemy God. And they took a lead, they carried it through all the lanes and won in a fantastic way. Both teams should be feeling so good coming off of those victories. It really will be a test to see which team is truly feeling the vibes at this point. Both teams have struggled throughout the season to have wins. That's why they were seeded as such. And they got victories when they needed to. Best of ones, I mean, some people say, possibly you can't really figure out who's truly the best team in a best of one, but the stakes are high and you have to play accordingly. If you make mistakes, they will be costly. And you can't just say, well, we'll run it back. We'll try and fix it up, clean it up, because there's no opportunity to do so. You have to bring it all or lose it all.
That's for
Oh, sorry, you cut out.
that's definitely for sure right there. Just unfortunately in those situations, you got to bring your best foot forward, and just unfortunately, sometimes it just might not end up turn out the way you want to.
Mm-hmm. For sure. A lot of those players, of course, feeling a bit um, in the mood there. I know personally a couple of my friends are a little bit down on themselves. Don't worry, another season is around the corner. You're always going to be able to show off in the prospect games that will be coming very soon. Show off your stuff, get drafted onto new teams, because of course we will not be keeping the same team names, captains, organizations, everything's going to change. Lots of big changes coming in. Of course, the owners have yet to be selected. We're still waiting on the season 3 signups. So, if you haven't already and you are tuning in currently, make sure you check out. It is in the announcement page on Discord. And if you know people that are interested in playing some competitive Smite, either in the majors or in the minors, go ahead and, tell us. We'll make sure you get a link. The open invite link is coming soon for the league, so you'll be able to get your friends in at any time. Or people that you know who are very competitive, dropping the link maybe somewhere like in a Reddit or on Twitter, getting the league any exposure, getting more warm bodies to play. It's always fun. We like to have fun here. We try and not make it sound sweaty at all. It's a good time. And, I'm sure a lot of these changes are going to be exciting. Don't know where you'll end up, Herc. This has been a sort of up and down season since you started from basically nothing in season one to what has transpired now. But, I'm sure it'll be an exciting time for you, seeing where you might go, where you might fit, who you might play with and for.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see just how different it can be from season to season. It's always nice to switch it up.
Hmm. And I know that many of the concerns a lot of people had throughout season two, we are going to be addressing appropriately. We're going to want to shoot for a shorter season, but with longer time allotted for playoffs, of course. We're going to hope to shoot for a ladder like structure, hoping for a full on minis playoff, too. Something that we'd like to try. We also want to have a bit of a heavier hand. There were trades that went through this season that unfortunately um, sort of raised a couple questions when it came to competitiveness. And us on the mod team, we want to make sure people are having a good time. People getting stomped every game is not fun. So we're going to want to make sure to curate trades. And with the waiver wire and organization system, trades are going to be the encouraged way to do things. There's not going to be people getting dropped. And we're going to be carefully selecting our owners and carefully curating their selections for captains to ensure that, things should go a little bit more smoothly and we don't have unfortunate situations like what happened to, uh, excuse me, Cthulhu Moons / It's the Resistance, which was an all around, you were involved directly in that, Herc, all
Hmm.
around just sad situation that could have been avoided. So, lot of big changes that we want to make this a friendlier league. A lot of people have had concerns about it not being so, and quite frankly, it's sad. You know, um, I'm a late addition, obviously, to the mod team here, only these last couple weeks, but that's at least what I'm shooting for. A friendly league that is competitive and where people can also learn and, achieve fun things while um, trying to better themselves, have some competitive play, maybe get themselves noticed into other leagues. So,
Yeah, I agree. Just if you can find that good balance, it's definitely going to be going to make this place a good place to be.
we don't want people feeling unwanted. We don't want people feeling, like every game is a stomp and there's nothing that they can do. Because like, what can you really learn from getting stomped is the question, of course. And it's not fun. So, just trying to find a good balance for all of these things. Lots of discussions, lots of things that we've been talking about. General chat. Just got an act. Yes, we ready.
Yeah, think they're about to be ready.
Yeah, looks like they're about to be ready. So, starting a little bit late, approximately 15 minutes, but the last set was also delayed by 30 minutes, so at least it's slightly better.
Yeah.
Olive had a little bit of a screw up in general. He managed to add somebody named Casto instead of Castorol. So that's funny. As we do see the hold on, let me get it up for the stream. P's and B's coming on here. And I think I'm gonna try and use that little fancy tool that we now have. These are the top bands for both teams against them. If we'd like to discuss any of that, Herc.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
On screen, the top bands for both teams. We have
Yes.
our new little tool here. So
Pretty awesome.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. Shout out to a player in this game, Meaty Man Link, for creating this tool. It is available to Any league that wants to, you just have to get in contact with Link if you want to use this tool. It is configurable for any team. So, and yeah, you know, a lot of these bans make sense. You see a lot of Sobek on both sides. A lot of Rat too, which maybe might be in the case of just playing against Dharmic. But a lot of it makes sense as we come into these actual bans in this game. This is what we want to see. We have first coming out Sobek on the side of the UwUs, and then we have the Athena coming out as the first ban for Boony Gang, and then Guan Yu. So a lot of chalk is what we're seeing so far. Athena's not really a top ban against Khepwi, but we do see top bans against Boony Gang. That's Sobek in there. Sobek Pluck, very dangerous tool used in the right hands can prove to be deadly. And then that Guan Yu also coming in too. So
Yeah, Athena is just real. It's just really in that S plus tier of support where just it is so hard to deal with that global pressure that she brings.
yeah, and it's really good global pressure. You know, say you're looking to get a gank on somebody, and you know they're alone, they're out of position a little bit. You can get them, and suddenly there's an Athena coming in, all those protections. What are you even to do? And not only that, but the damage she does now with the recent patch, not the most recent, but the one before it, bringing in that damage, really made it a problem for people to play against now. And if I'm in a game, you know, ranked or comp, Athena is getting banned top 3. I don't want to deal with it personally. That is
Yeah,
just not something. If it's on support, if it's on jungle, you know, or solo, I don't want it. Not a fun time.
yeah, no thanks.
Face the crushing sands!
So one note we should have here though is that Set was
Where are you
not banned
going?
top 3, so we do see him picked up here by the Khepwi Suns
Another performance already.
immediately.
I
So that
guess
is
they
a
can't
huge
get
pick.
enough
We'll
of me.
see if Adrian or Yuri is going to be able to do anything on it. We also see
Face the bitter
a lot
winds
of
of
other
Niflheim!
very good top picks that have made it through bans. Heimdall, extremely strong. You know, his ult able to just isolate people out of team fights. Sun Wukong also a staple pick for Liam Naughty Bear. And on the other side, Kukulin, enemy god, did 20k damage yesterday against All In
Jesus.
and obliterated that team. No one was even close to him in player damage. And then Apollo, again, with that global pressure that we were talking about, that we're seeing, is seen by Athena, is also by Apollo, just being that ward in the sky, as we see the final pick coming out here. Ymir. What is your thoughts, Hercules, on the Ymir?
Ymir is a very strong pick in the right hands. Just Ymir's efficiency all depends on how well you are able to use the walls because anybody can land the basically the stun slow combo that 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 she's able to just use over he's able to use over and over again. So what we're looking for out of Ymir is some good solid walls. Block off those escapes for Heimdall and the Sun Wukong because they're only dashes. They can't get away.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I apologize. I'm experiencing personal difficulties. Luckily, the stream is not affected by this, but my smite crashed. So I have no idea what is currently being picked and banned. Um, but yeah, you know, like Ymir getting that blink, you know, coming in. Heimdall doesn't, without his ult, he's not able to get out. And if you bait that ult out, you know, that's huge. So, especially going into a comp that has Heimdall, you know, it's a very good pick, in my opinion. Also, I think I'm a little bit quiet. Let me turn my gain up a little bit.
There we go.
Yeah, let's see if I can get into the spectate before. Damn, I think it's gonna make me wait. I don't think we're gonna be able to see the rest of P's and B's.
Oh no.
Oh no. Yeah, that's sad. Matt saying in the chat, great counter dive for the set and some Okon engagements. Yes, that is true. That is true as well. There's a lot to like in Ymir, but you have to play him well. Yeah, seems I'm locked out of this game.
Oh no.
Not until it starts, at least. You know how spectate is weird.
It's very true.
But let's see here. What to touch on? Well, Apollo was also the pick that Vuna Gang went with in their previous gang. On to Pog Boomy House Pog, because he has since traded with the Chino of Rays to try out the carry lane, which is also what I believe Boomy is going to be doing in Season 3, going to be playing in the carry lane rather than in the jungle. And Chino looked very, very comfortable in the jungle role as opposed to carry. He kind of looked like he wasn't having too much fun at carry, at least in my opinion, from what I could see and from what I can hear.
Which is really weird to me because he looked like he was doing all right to me.
Yeah, he was doing fine in a lot of games. But again, you know, that fun factor, Chino exploring the jungle a little bit, and he looked like he was having a blast. He looked like he looked comfortable, is what I would say, which is as opposed to how it's been in these past couple weeks. And Boomy looked like he was a bit more comfortable on that role too. Just he he had no presence that game. Luckily, he didn't need to, but he did under 4K damage on Apollo.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's not that he did badly or that he died a lot, because he didn't. He just had no effect on the game whatsoever. But like I said, he didn't need it. Enemy was doing enemy things, and that team played an excellent game when they needed to.
Yeah. Man, this is gonna be an interesting match between these two teams, especially with defending champions Khepwi Suns. We keep forgetting about that, but like some team might go back to back.
If they go back to back, it will definitely be a hype thing. Of course, they do have to win this best of 3, and then they would have to win a best of 5 in the victors between GEM and Phenoms. And while GEM looked very good against a sort of down on themselves Cthulhu Moon Squad, another team that has been remade over the course of the season, just like how Goon Squad has. Yeah, Matt. My game is kind of stuck. Can't do much. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're loading in. Finally. Sadly, we cannot see the rest of P&Bs, but I can tell you who we have. If I can pull it up real quick. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull it up on the tool, sadly. But on the side of Khepwi Suns, we do have a Sowukong, a Heimdallr, a Kukulkan Link running it back again, and a Yamoja support with that set in the jungle on Yuri. On the other side, we have Thout, Apollo, Kukulin, Daji, and Ymir. A lot of people are saying Daji is going to have a return in this split due
Make
to
sure to
a few
change screen.
changes. I know, I will
Make sure-
change screens in a moment once I get my camera situation. Do not worry, do not worry. Everything will come accordingly. Yeah, sorry. Just need to get all the spectator things in. Khepwi. Funds. Ooh. And then Boony. Okay. Alright, let me get you guys over there. Ah, there we go. Oh. Looks like a couple of my things. I love how the spectator thing
Minions have spawned.
works a lot.
Free look is definitely not for me.
Dude, spectator mode is such garbage. Whenever you try and type in the names at the top, it will do the micros. So, like, you know, pressing M removes the minions and, like, board coverage and stuff like that. So, very, very cool and interactive stuff on the spectator mode. But anyways, we are loaded in. This is game 1. Khepwi Sons UwU versus Boony Gang. The teams of upsets. QSL Season 2 playoff semifinals. I am Jeremy on your camera and chair 1, joined here by Hercules MWP on the chair 2. The minions have met. The minions have spawned. The game has begun. As Goatboy taking a little bit of poke here. Gonna look to get out. Rapid gonna look to try and go in. Pog, Boomy House Pog using his dash aggressively. Trying to get this early kill. Dash used by Rapid. The stun comes out, but the damage is not to be seen.
I pity your
Yeah,
arrogance.
very fortunate that he's gonna get out free, but enemy is gonna pick up.
Not again.
Yeah, picking up the kill there is Enemy God on the colon. Liam, of course, having to use that TP to get back to lane early, but Enemy showing off his stuff early on that colon. Very strong pick. So that is First Blood by Boony Gang in this best of 3 match. And the action sort of dies down. I would have liked to analyze. I didn't really get a chance to look over what starts they went, because it's always interesting. Some teams electing to go the SPL start, other teams electing to go the Season 7 start. Daji, though, early on here, invading Yuri's back camps here. Taking a little bit of damage and poke, gonna look to get out. Enemy, though, is gonna invade the small camp here, too. And so a sad Yuri forever is gonna have to look for farm elsewhere. But at least Sun Wukong should be alert that Chino Del Rey on that Daji is in the area. And he will try and play passively, get his blue.
The one thing I do like about Buddha Gang's comp is that with the Daji ult, there's not too much CC immunity coming from those ults, which is going to be very handy come team fight time.
Yes, yes, indeedy. Said it has a lot of stuff when it comes to team fight. Ooh, but Enemy God coming in onto this tower. Liam Naughty Bear is not going to be able to survive even with those tower hits coming in. And Enemy taking a lot of damage, but able to get out, get the kill. That is a 2-0 lead for him and for his team. What a great play. Also, Herc, if you would be so kind, someone in the chat is asking for an invite. As a caster, I do believe you have the ability to create invite links, if you would be so kind.
Yeah, I got you. I need to... I'm going to have to open up the Twitch channel. Hold on a second.
Yes, yes. I just can't do it, of course.
I got you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Very well appreciated. So while that was also happening, I didn't get to note that Yuri Forever, his stuff got invaded, and he recognized that, well, Chino's not going to be there in time to get his own back, so he managed to take the big back as well as the yellow. A very interesting and ballsy invade for him. Excuse me. But he's able to get it as Chino Del Rey making that TP, and ult is going to be used, chaining up a couple people, but the beads will be used, and nobody is drawn in. Excuse me. So, it looks like Inimigod, very aware at all times, warding up this blue, knowing when it's up, so that way he's going to look for that steal. He does have a significant amount of pressure in the solo lane. And with that pressure, he doesn't necessarily have to look for the blue. He's going to look for the other camps. But watch out. We do see this rotation here. 3 men, the mid and support coming in. And Imigod not going to be able to steal that blue. He's going to look just simply to get out. Kukulkan, rather, was in the area to try and look to pick up kills if a fight was engaged on. But instead, they back off. Now, Meteor Man Link is going to look to get back to his lane, of course. He's going to have to pick up this farm as minions do hit the tower. And so, the game calms down once again. Not a ton of action here. Dank Cats 1 is the person who needs the invite, Herc.
The storm.
I don't know if he's still in chat, but if he is, let us know and we can hand you the invite link. So Sun Wukong going to be using those transformations in order to try and get out here. He's getting Daji helping out Enemy, who's already pushing the lane. Chino, with a very low health bar, is able to actually get out of that situation. And so, again, that is a 3-0 kill count on to Liam Naughty Bear. And a 3-0 kill count in favor. Well, not 3-0, all on Enemy. 2 on him, 1 on the Daji, but that is a 3-0 lead in terms of kills for the Boony gang.
Yeah, very good start for Boony gang. So far, this is definitely the lead that they need coming out of them into this Khepri Suns, because if you give this team any amount of inches, they're going to take feet.
Yes, both teams are able to play very clinically if they need to. And to put up a clinic, you're going to have to play a game precisely, capitalize on mistakes, and not make many of your own, as Miniman Link is going to use that ultimate simply to peel himself from the Daji. Daji, taking that ult down the throat, is going to look to just back off of that situation. But we do have to note, this is a lead, and we can look at the graphs if we so choose to. A small lead of 1.5 XP in gold each, but note, all of that is heavily on the solo lane. So, you know, while you are getting a lead there, and enemy always will get a lead, you have to be careful, you know, making sure all the other lanes are working. And right now it looks like Telly the Basin playing a pretty passive game against Pog, Boomy House Cog. I think he's playing the same thing as well. As we do see pings coming out, look like noting where this rotation might be going. I think that they want to pick up this Scorpion, but don't necessarily have the vision to do so at this moment in time. And so they're just doing a little dance here, the jungler and support, trying to get a read on what Boony Gang is trying to do here. Some pings coming out. Yuri pulling up a little bit as they're going to look to start the Scorpion. Rapid Carnation coming in. Everyone dropped it a little bit. That might allow Rapid to pick it up. I don't think they were able to, as a big ultimate from Yamoja comes out. The parting seas. A Kukulkan ultimate in the air. Misses everyone in the end. So that was 3 ults used on both sides for that fight, but not really much damage and no deaths happening for either side.
It's a lot of action for nobody to fall.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
Yeah, that was a significant amount of ultimates being used for not a whole lot. Again, this game, only 3 kills, all of them happening in the solo lane onto Liam Naughty Bear. So really the status quo continues as both these teams playing very cautiously against one another. Not something I would have expected coming into this game for sure. Both teams picking up major upsets, you think they might want to play aggressively, but instead, in this big stage situation, they're looking to play precisely. Look at the micro instead of the macro, as Telly Basin is going to use those gems to get out, but they're very short away. That's not exactly what you want if you're Telly. He's going to fall to the Ymir ult after the stun. Unfortunate situation for there, as that is the first kill that is not in the solo lane, but we have more action coming here in the jungle. The solo side jungle, Chino Del Rey looking low. Liam looking to pick up his first kill, and he manages to do it. Enemy God picking up the return onto the other jungler. Sun going up into the air for the vision and the heal. He's not going to find anyone to go back onto. He is going to look to get out. And that is that. Khepwi Suns pick up their personal first blood, but Boony Gang also pick up another kill too. We sit at 5-1. Show me player damage? You got it, sir. So there you have it. Enemy doing pretty much what he did last game. Except for at he's about on pace. Roughly so. As he was in the game against All In. We will see if he crests that 20k damage. That also depends on how long this game goes. If we see a game going into 30 minutes, we could see Enemy picking up 40, 45k player damage whenever it's all said and done. Which, this game is looking to be a long one if it's going to be a game of inches. You know, as you said before, Herc, you know, if one team takes an inch, they're going to want to take feet and then miles. This is coming down to the wire. Very few kills as opposed to many other sets.
Very true. But one thing also to note is that Khepwi Suns is not out of this by any means. They are a team that could definitely take this game as late as Boony Gang wants to take it. Honestly, I consider Khepwi Suns, just like even last season, to be more of this late game kind of style team. Anyways, they love the 5v5 team fight. Because that is where this team excels at, and where I think is going to win the team the marbles.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when it comes to late game, I don't know how I evaluate both teams. Kukulkan, as well as though both mages kind of fall off later in the game, really only becoming ult bots. You know, with that massive damage coming out from either side. But otherwise, you know, Heimdallr is a pretty late game god too. Daji, a very new pick into this split. I'm not quite sure how to evaluate that. Set in the right hands can play very strongly. As we do see pressure coming out here onto the left side jungle, this duo side jungle here, as both teams are going to look up to pick up this Gold Fury. You know, set it up, get your wards down, and look for a fight. We do see we have this aggressive ward structure on both sides. Everyone really looking at these corners here, going towards the mid lane. So that is really the eye of the prize right now for both teams, what they're looking for as they look to secure more farm on either side. They're going to want to pick up a lead here, at least Khepwi Suns. They want to be able to find that farm correctly because they're going to need it, as Goatboy is going to draw the Gold Fury first here. No one's there to help him, though. This is looking more like a bait than anything, but he is taking a significant amount of damage, getting less than half health, but the waters come out. Big ult, rapid though. He has a blink. He's going to come in, try and pick up the kill on the Goatboy. Bug Boomy has Bug, getting hit by the Kukulkan ult, trying to dive into the back line, but he's going to get hit by that Heimdall ult. He's going to die coming down. Goatboy, though, getting hit by those chains, I believe. Just the chain damage enough will bring him down. As we see, this is a 1v1 trade so far. The Gold Fury has been dropped. And Nimi diving into the back line, looking for this kill onto Telly. Telly's going to use his gems to get out of this situation. We see Liam, Naughty Bear, and Kukulkan trying to fight off Anemi. He's so strong and unkillable. Liam up in the air. Going to jump back into the duo lane tier 2 tower, rather, not jungle. As Yuri, looking kind of quiet and out of here, possibly looking for a steal as the entirety of Anemi thinks this Gold Fury is for free. He's going to draw the ire of many of the players here. Daji going in, but a blink of his own will be used. Khepwi Suns, though, are able to pick up the steal coming back into this fight. The people who have licked their wounds and come back, they pick it up. Anemi, at the beginning of this engagement, had all of that health, but now he's not looking so hot as Yuri's going to look to try and pick up this kill. Possibly Goat Boy as well with the help. Yuri does pick up the kill credit. A big shutdown there. And there in the backline, I apologize, I missed it. Pog, Booming House Pog, falling there too on the Apollo. That is so far in this second part of this engagement, a 2-for-0 as they look for this steal and they get it onto the red buff. Just trying to take away all the farm on that side of the map. What a turnaround for Khepwi Suns.
Yeah, big turnaround, and that is exactly what they needed. They took that 4K lead, I think they had, if you could show gold, and they turned it right around and made this an even ball game.
Yeah, just as you were saying there, it was about a 3.5, 4K gold difference, XP, looking about the same as well, and they've made this ball game even. Steven picking up the steal on to the Gold Fury as well as those well-needed kills, shutting down Anemi from that 3-0 position. A fantastic play. The play they needed, and they played it out perfectly. We saw that first part of that fight over the Gold Fury. It looked like Khepwi Suns were going to come out on the shorter end of that stick. Ooh, as Daji looking to use the ult maybe just to survive, but the waters once again coming out. Yuri will fall in this engagement, though. No return kill onto the very low Daji. Chino of Rays getting out of that situation. A 1-for-0 exchange in favor of Boony Gang.
Hot take.
Mm-hmm.
I really think this is going to come down to both of the carries on Khepwi Suns and Boony Gang. Whichever one is going to outperform the other is going to win this match.
It could be. Currently, it looks like Telly the Basin, at least in terms of player damage, is currently ahead of his laning partner. He also has 2 kills, while Boomy has picked up no kills so far, only 2 deaths. So that's not looking good if that's what you believe this game will come down to in terms of winning possibility for Boony Gang. As we do see, the Scorpion on the other side has fallen. I'm not quite sure how soon that happened. Sorry, just making sure my camera wasn't screwed up because it looked like it might be. So we do see the Pyromancer and the Big Fire have spawned. We are sitting at 17.5 minutes into this game. Both are very eligible and up for grabs. We will see what happens, as this is going to be the point of contention between these teams. The 2 big objectives on the map, one might say. And a sort of dance around. We see both teams have made wards around. We see this aggressive ward here, where a lot of teams, if I can get there, a lot of teams order side like to chill around, especially if they want to set up for Pyro. Not necessarily for FG, but it's a very good advanced ward. It's going to play right into their hands. But if FG is started, at least Khepwi Suns will be ready if lying in wait Boony Gang is.
Yep. And Jeremy sent you a DM really quick. I will see you in just a little second.
Okay, cool. That is perfectly fine. So, Herc is going to step out for a moment of the casting booth. As always, real life matters are more important than smitegame.com. So, I will be alone here, your lone caster here. Chino leveling his ult? Maybe.
Serpent swift.
Yeah, 3. That is kind of unusual. As we do see, once again, Goat Boy using these waters to try and peel off the enemy team. He's successful in doing so. Everyone effectively just backed off of that fight over the Pyromancer, as Boony is going to look to start it back up as well with the Khepwi Suns lying in wait. Rapid using up those stuns. But now Liam Naughty Bear looking to try and pick up that kill onto Chino Del Rey. He is up in the air, half health, not hitting anything with his chains. He's going to look to back off of this situation. And it seems the solo laners have returned to the solo lane. And instead of possibly looking to pick up the pyro, it looks like maybe they're going to try and put the pressure onto the solo lane entirely, onto Inimigod, who has, of course, been showing up very much in this game, having 4 out of the 7 kills of Boony. But again, both teams looking to peel off. They've noticed that all of Boony try to answer that call, that push over into the solo. And so now you see the remaining portions of Khepwi going back onto this Pyromancer. And we do see a steal attempt by Animi, but it will not work. Yuri is going to fall in the back, being out of position in the middle of all that team. Kukulkan using that ult for the knockup. The damage is not going to do much as Inimigod picks up that kill too. He is basically full health still into his sicko mode. Telly the Basin falls as well. Chino looking so low, but will survive once again. This is an unbelievable situation. If you're Khepwi Suns, you have lost a bunch of kills. You might even lose a Phoenix here with the split push by Pog, Boomy House Pog, that is picked up. He is looking low. Good boy trying to pick up the kill, but he's not going to be able to with the ultimate coming out. Apollo gets out scot-free. If you're Boomy, you're feeling good. And if you are Boony Gang, you are feeling even greater. You might not have been able to get that pyro, but you pick up so many other kills, and now you have all the prio in the world to take another objective, the Primal Fury, and not much is going to be done on the side of Khepwi Suns. Kuchu didn't take any damage from that Cuckoo ult. Yep, practically so. Of course, I can't see the T-screen. I am not an Inimigod, but whore. What a fight. What a fight. I mean, if we look at the graphs again, this is looking to turn out to be a roller coaster of a game. A very back and forth, one might say. You have all of this going in Boony Gang, those kills in solo, big prio, Chino looking very good on this Daji, and then big engagement on the Gold Fury, and we see everything even out for a little bit, and then just everybody falling on Khepwi Suns. Even getting that pyro didn't help them out all that much. And so we see, once again, this almost 5k lead for Boony Gang coming out once again in terms of gold and XP. Chino in that engagement also managed to pick up a few kills for himself. Still, half of the kills from Boony Gang are owned by Enemy, and a bit more of a spread for the rest of the members of that team, as well as for the enemy team, Khepwi Suns. But now, the question, of course, is which team is able to pick up big fire. And right now, you know, they don't even know that this advanced ward from Boony Gang is sitting on them, and Nimi knows where they are at all times. He's going to look to simply box out both frontliners here, Liam and Goat Boy, on his own. Rapid Carnation doesn't need to do much, but he will come in and hit the freeze, hit the damage. Kukulkan putting down a tornado right where Chino is. They're going to look to try and pick up Chino here too, but it's not going to work out with the ultimate coming out. No chains needed to be used. He just uses it to simply get out. Watch out. The Fire Giant is picked up, and Boomy was so low. I thought he might die to it, but he is able to pick it up in the end. Bob's using that Aegis to try and get out, and Goat Boy with the good ult, able to pick up Rapid Carnation. Yuri, though, getting diffed in the jungle by Chino Del Rey. 1-for-1 trade so far, and the Fire Giant is dealt out onto Team Boony Gang. That's exactly what you wanted to really happen as Boony Gang. And, you know, if your support dies, is what it is. But otherwise, you pick up the FG, you pick up the pressure. You might lose the solo tower, but I mean, also might not, because just look at Animi going into that sicko mode, being a damage sponge, just unbelievable. Telly in this engagement, he's going to have to use his Aegis, but it's not going to be enough. He is going to die to Animi. Liam looking a bit out of position, going into bird form, trying to simply just get out. Animi, though, playing extremely precisely, as he is known to be. He's going to get into the air. Liam within the cloud. Gonna jump back onto Animi and continue the fight, going into bird mode, maybe to try and get out now, possibly deciding that his mana is a point of contention. Throat out going out for the extra damage. Will they pick up Liam? They do. And that is a kill for Chino Del Rey. And another kill for Boony Gang. Liam, Naughty Bear, and Telly the Basin falling with the Fire Giant push. They're going to look to pick up this bird. They do. They might look up to pick up a second bird here on the left side. It is low. It only recently respawned. They're going to be able to do that as well. And possibly look to pick up maybe another Phoenix. Maybe look for a team fight. Maybe look to back and get this Pyro set up for the Primal. Look to strip all of the farm everywhere and all of the jungle. They have all these wards now, by the way, everywhere. Whenever you win a fight like that, not many people think like, hey, wards. But if you are able to ward up all of that space, you're able to push that lead even further. Because guess what? If we start seeing a few people coming up onto their backs, they will know, they will rotate, they will be dead, they will be out of position. And that can be game right there. Very, very smart play by Boony Gang. I'm just reading chat. A lot of people talking about Boomy. Yeah, he's going to have way more structure damage than he will have player damage. Just doing what he needs to do, honestly, as Apollo. Like, you pick up that bird, that's huge. And that's why they're able to simply just do it again. Right now, they have all the Pyro in the world. They're able to pick up the Pyro. And now that those wards have expired, at least Khepwi Suns, excuse me, has a little bit of a reprieve. But, you know, this is turning out to be a very, very big performance by Boony Gang onto the Khepwi Suns. We're seeing a 10k gold and XP difference, basically, in favor of Chaos side. And the Primal has just spawned, but, you know, who needs that? You got pressure, you want the solo lane. The only tower that's left and what's making the Titan a little bit more tanky is this tier 2. It should fall pretty easily. And then if you're Khepwi Suns, you're going to look to defend this Phoenix, defend in the Titan room. The Titan's already about 75% health, so this is going to be a big play if they decide to make it. Boony Gang can be aggressive if they want. They can be defensive, and it's looking like they're going to pick up this tier 2 at least. It's a very easy target at this point in the game. We're sitting at 27 minutes in and a bit of change. 13 and 5. 10k gold diff. And Boony Gang might elect to back off, pick up a little bit more of this farm. Apollo, though, able to just simply solo the Primal Fury, as he is wont to do. He does not have full Ornate Arrow yet, but he does have the opportunity to buy it now that he has crested the level 20 mark. And he does pick it up there, immediately buying that as he returns to the shop in the fountain. And he has more player damage than his whole team combined. Yeah, he now has more player damage than he did against All In, sitting at 23k at 27 minutes in. Well, 28, as we just crest that minute mark. Meanwhile, not a whole lot of damage on anyone else. I want to take a look at net worth here. Yep, everyone on Boony Gang looking way better than everyone on Khepwi right now, as you would expect with that kind of gold and XP diff coming in. We'll turn to player damage, though. So, now we crest 28, so this is not going to be an EFG spawning, but a Fire Giant nonetheless. Boony Gang looking with all of their pressure and prio to pick it up. They have all of these advanced wards. They will know if anybody on Khepwi Suns comes anywhere remotely close, but they're not even going to worry about that, as the Fire Giant is easily picked up uncontested by Boony Gang. These birds, These Phoenixes are going to be spawning up here, though, very soon. So, yep, here comes the middle, here will come the left. And so, Khepwi Suns are going to look to defend the only Phoenix with enough health. This is going to be a huge defense. This might determine the result of this game. This is still game 1 of the first semifinal set. Khepwi Suns versus Boony Gang. For all the marbles here in playoffs, for the right to face the winner of Phenoms versus Glory at Mortem. As we see, first, Enemy coming onto the backline, just deterring everyone. Liam Naughty Bear inside of the Yamoja ult, looking to do anything, but before he's able to get into his cloud, he will fall to Pog. Boomy else Pog, finally coming into this game, doing some player damage, picking up that kill credit. Kukulkan using that ult, but it's going to hit absolutely no one, as Daji chains are going to be used. A couple beads are going to come out to try and deter it. Ymir ult coming in, Yuri falling in the backline. That is game 1. Boony Gang takes it handedly.
Oh man, I'm crashing and burning.
Oh, what a time. Almost a 30-minute game. Semis are best of 3. Whenever I was saying for all the marbles, not for all the marbles of the set, of course. It is for the right, if you win this set, to go on and face the winner. This was game 1. Oh, sorry, I need to change here. So, looking at these details, of course, Enemy always putting up a clinic, but let us not forget Chino. Of course, he put himself in a couple rough positions that he did not need to be in. But when it came to that late game, he was playing very well. He was picking up kills where he needed to. And while I don't think he had a lot of presence in team fights, you know, a very big, flashy ult like, say, Hunbots or Pele, it was enough. And he simply did enough damage to help out his team. You know, and picking up kills, you know, once he got that Blood Forge, it meant more sustain, that Hydras as well as that Brawlers for the power, for those autos, the Titan Banes for a bit of that penetration onto the Yamoja and Sun, proven to be useful. And if we look at the final numbers, 26, almost 26 player damage from Enemy. And let's see, in chat, yeah, I mean, King Cooter is right. Most of that damage came at the end there. Pog, Boomy House, Pog, picking up that player damage. You know, normally you don't see that little. Telly the Basin picking up 12. But I don't think the carriers really had a whole ton to do with this game. You know, other than that important structure damage. You see Telly, 346. You see Pog, Boomy House, Pog, more than anybody else. And that's the difference maker. He didn't need to be in fights. That's 7k. Who cares? You know, he's under 5k against his laning partner. Yet he's 12k above anybody else in terms of structure damage on the other team. And he's way more than his own teammates in accordance to Kittens and Enemy and Chino. Yeah. Boomy was, as the kids say, straight up vibing. Straight up vibing. So I'm going to see here if the lobby it has. So let me just go ahead and get you all onto the right screen here. All right. Let me answer, of course, the many DMs. Yeah, Cooter. Come on in. And of course, you know, once Herc comes back, then, you know, can do whatever. But go ahead. Join up. You have the caster role, yes? If you don't, I can just drag you. Yes, you do. Answers my question.
Here, buddy.
Yes, you're here to vibe, sir.
Damn. What'd you think of that game, man? Give me some of your endgame thoughts.
Endgame thoughts there. I mean, you know, Animi doing Animi things and just being unkillable, invading that backline, super duper important.
Mm-hmm.
I think, as accordance to last set, Link had a big impact,
Mm-hmm.
and this time the mid laners were pretty much just like damage bots. They did not have a lot of impact on the game. The mid lane play was not the focus of it, it was on the side lanes, especially on the solo, is what it seemed. And once team fights happen, you know, it's just all about doing damage for both of the mid laners. So they were inconsequential. Pog, Boomie House Pog doing all of that structure damage.
And I think that's definitely a credit to Animi, right? So last set, Media Man Link really ran the game. But having Animi God in your face the entire game really will stop you from doing any meaningful player damage. And you saw that in the details at the end. He was one of the lower players in the game in terms of player damage. So really good job by Animi, to be honest. And honestly, for Khepwi, the way that you generally beat Khepwi is you don't allow them to really fight you in the team fight. And Boomy did a good job of split pushing, and forcing them to kind of shade that direction and try to stop them from getting the Phoenix, which ultimately failed. Which I think is what actually got them the Fire Giant and ended up winning them the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they just did not let Khepwi play the game they're comfortable with playing. I just need to set a couple things. We are getting into P's and B's here, so just need
Hello,
to get
everybody.
Yeah, Herc is
Welcome
back.
back, Herc.
So you can stick around, Cooter, if you want to, or you can leave. It just means one of you has to chair one.
More the merrier.
Oh, I don't know if I could share one.
I got you.
You got it. You got it.
Alright, so this time we have Goon Squad, or rather, not Goon Squad, rather, God, Boony Gang on the order side, and Khepwi Sons on the other, as we get our first bans.
You guys think we see the Apollo ban coming out for Khepwi?
Apollo ban is always a fair ban if you're gonna ban out any hunters. I would end up rather going up against a Chernabog than an Apollo, because at least the Chernabog has to choose where it's going to land right next to an enemy.
That's fair. So far, it looks like Khepwi is opted to try to ban out a Nimi God.
Which is a fair point.
I don't know if you can ban him out, though. I mean, we haven't really seen him on too many picks, but in order to ban out the solo, then you kind of have to ban out about 5 gods. So that's really tough for Khepwi right now.
Yeah, because you only got 3 bans. So.
Mm-hmm.
And we do see what you were suggesting there, the Apollo ban coming out by Khepwi.
That's pretty fair. I think we may see Boomy House, Pog Boomy House, Pog trying to pick up the Danzaburo.
They elect to pick up Tsukiyomi for their first god here, so there's still a lot of juicy picks. Set is still open, by the way. All of the juiciest mid laners are open. I mean, you got Raijin always open. There's Scylla that's there. There's Janice that's there. Really a lot to think about.
And one of the newer top priorities, at least in my opinion, Kuku Khan.
It's very true. Like Kuku Khan is just taken the meta by kind of storm. Like it was definitely a thing back in early season 7. Then it kind of falls off, and then the SPL stops playing them. But now
the bitter winds of
it's kind of weird. We've been seeing more Kuku Khan than a lot of the big time mages, like Merlin almost.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I think that's a result of a small buff to his 2, and then just item buffs that Kuku Khan really makes really good use of.
Book of Thoth, gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
Build it on a few people, but not Thoth.
See the infamous goat boy Sylvanas coming out in the first phase here.
This is gonna be
I've always
fun.
been a fan of Sylvanas. He was my first ever diamond. If anybody in comp ever wants to play him, you got my vote. It's good.
Man, and honestly, looking back at the last set that Khepwi Suns had against Dharmic, Goatboy did a great job of peeling with his ult, with plants, just getting Davies off of the backline. So maybe it's the same idea, trying to get a Nimigod off of Link and off of Telly. See both duo lanes picked up, and seemingly one jungle and one solo. What do you guys want to see coming out in the second phase here?
It's a very, very good question. You know, a lot of things were still left open. You know, the mid laners. We actually do see a Raijin be banned in the second phase of bans here, as well as the Thoat. So still, there's still a Scylla and Janus left to grab, and both mid laners can do it.
The one thing I would actually really like to see is Khepwi Suns absolutely try to make the Tsukuyomi's life a living hell. And I think that'll be an extremely better start to 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 a really good start to a better game. Because as we've seen, Tsukuyomi, even after all of his nerfs, still hits like a freaking semi. And can absolutely run away with the game if you let him.
No question about that. We could potentially see an E set picked up for the first time in a while from the Khepwi Suns as well. Natural Tsukuyomi counter. And Meaty Manlink has shown that he's really not afraid to pick it up either. Great objective secure, and definitely directly counters Tsukuyomi.
Objectively, pun intended, the best objective secure, the best objective secure in the game.
Yeah, and without a doubt, without a doubt. Objectively.
I've seen some pros secure a half health fire giant with a fully charged E set ult and 2 proccing at the same time.
Woohoo! Absolutely insane. I mean, Scylla can definitely do some things as well, so I think she'd be the only argument that I would make.
True.
But I would be very, very surprised. And actually, looking at the bans, Scylla's still around too.
Yeah.
So we could see both of those gods in this game.
Perhaps we are once again experiencing technical difficulties when it comes to the.
I got my spectator view going. Do you want me to give you the last
Yes.
stuff?
Yes, please.
We have actually the Scylla being picked up, as well as a Susano and a Poseidon.
So is that in order of what's left? So Scylla onto Boony Gang?
Yeah, Scylla onto Khepwi Suns.
Okay.
Susano onto enemy god, as well as Tsukuyomi going on to Chino.
Oh well, I knew that, but what's
Susano solo?
Yeah, that's interesting. I would have expected to see Tsukuyomi going into the solo lane. And who did you say the mid laner was for Boony?
It's Big Bops, Poseidon.
Poseidon, okay.
Going up against a Scylla with Meaty Man.
Yeah, very surprising to see Tsukuyomi picked up with Susano, the brothers, and Tsukuyomi's not the one going into solo lane. Very interesting. But I think we may have seen that come out of a Nimigod earlier in the season. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. What was that again?
Did we see a Nimigod pick up the Susano earlier in the season?
I don't remember really.
I think we've seen it once before. Very interesting, though. Very interesting.
Has the game loaded in, Herc? Or
No, not yet.
okay, cool. Just want to make sure. But at least all the things are up for everyone to see. So, who do you think wins this this P's and B's though?
In my opinion, I think,
Like, take the names out of the game, and
yeah, just looking at the gods, I think that Boony Gang is relying heavily on diving, and
Oh yeah, that's a
it
that's
doesn't really have any peel for their Poseidon or their Jingwei. Jingwei doesn't really need it, to be fair. But Khepwi seems to have more of a complete team comp. I mean, they have people that can engage, that can start fights, that can also rotate back and peel for their back line. They have enough dive in order to make it happen. They also have the Awilix to counter the Jingwei. I think it depends on how you play it, but I'm gonna have to give Khepwi the edge in terms of just the gods. What do you think, Kirk?
I gotta be honest with you guys. As the pessimist I am, I don't like enemy. I don't like Booney Gang's team comp.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. That if I was Boomy House, he's got to go into this game thinking to myself, okay, nobody is going to peel for me the entire game. Well, because Rapid can't do it all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And odds are he's diving with the rest of them. And Boomie House is going to have to worry about an Awilix and a King Arthur
Mm-hmm.
just being right behind him, ready to kill him. So I got to give the draft to Khepri Sons.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, I mean, backline peel as it is, Poseidon does a decent job. He's got a cripple, he's got a knockback. So it's not like they don't have anything, but it's going to be tough. And they have to be very coordinated in the backline to make it happen.
Theoretically speaking, Khepri Sons could wait for them to engage because Sylvanas don't really mind that all too much.
Mm-hmm.
Neither does King Arthur. I mean, in this case, does Booney Gang have to come to Khepri Sons if they want to win?
I think they have to, right? They have to engage, they have to get their picks, which is I think what the entire team comp is built around. I think they have to engage, and if Khepwi can just be patient and counter engage like we know that they can, I think that they're in pretty good shape. It's a good call, Herc.
Because let's say hypothetically they're just gonna hang around they're just gonna hang around FG and it's the 5v5 fight. If I was Khepri Sons, I'd be like, okay, well, if we got our lanes pushed up, we're just gonna hang out here all game because you guys have to come to us.
That's
Because
fair.
like as a King Arthur, like
Minions have spawned.
he's not going to get melted down very easily. IMO unless it's by Boomy House or Big Bops and or a combination of all of it. And Goat Boys he goes shell. I'm surprised he doesn't go blank, but he would probably be looking to engage on these fights himself.
Absolutely spitting.
It's not too bad.
all right, boys, the game has started once again. Welcome anyone who has joined in between the games. This is game 2. Booney Gang picked up a 1-0 lead. They're looking to possibly get a 2-0 here. And this is the first semifinal game of the QSL Playoff Season 2. I am Jeremy, joined in the casting booth by the man himself, the King Cooter, as well as Hercules MWP as the minions set and hit. The game begins. I will now be quiet, so that way you guys may speak.
Take it away, Herc.
My gosh.
Herc, you're supposed to be taking it away. You're
He's
not taking it
looking
away.
and on the side. Sorry, I forget I'm pushing
Like
talk.
music to my ears.
And we were looking at an early gank from Yuri, but he decides to back it off instead. I am most interested in the Susano solo pick. I have not blood.
Absolutely.
I think you're cutting out a little bit here and there, Herc.
Sorry, hold on a second. I'm gonna fix myself. Hold on a second.
Seems a
Ooh,
bit
Anime
rough.
God getting
Oh.
the first blood on Liam Naughty Bear with that Susano that Hercules MWP was just mentioning.
Oh god, the solo lane always. Always with Anime, I should just sit on the solo lane really on cams because my god, he just ends up picking up so many solo kills. He picks up the second first blood of the set for himself.
Liam Naughty Bear opting to go with the Warrior's Axe as well. One of the best applicators of Bluestone. I just wonder. I've not had enough experience
Like
with the new
music
Warrior's
to
Axe
my
to know if that's good right now, or maybe he's just playing for the late game. But first blood over there, regardless.
One thing also to note, just while Susano has opted to go to the Bluestone, we
Like
have
music
Liam
to
on the
my
King Arthur choosing to go the Warrior's Axe route this time. We've usually been seeing our solo laners go the
Absolutely
go,
spiffy.
go the Bluestone route for the aggression. Very interesting pickup for our solo laner in this match. I would have thought King Arthur. Oh, Bluestone.
Definitely best applicator of Bluestone in the game, Herc.
Let it consume you.
And also looking at builds, we have two Boombas daggers in the jungle as well as our oh so classic gilded arrows out of our hunters, as well as two benevolences in the support role.
Yeah.
And man,
Yeah, like
I'm very anxious for this match. I am just ready for them to get into a team fight, and Chino getting a gank in, and Liam goes down again, and they're not going to be able to find the blue buff this time, but they will be able to strip just a little more jungle from the Khepwi Suns.
It is time to ascend.
Let's go.
And
So that-
you go.
These last two matches, there seems to be a lot of focus over in the solo lane on Liam Naughty Bear. I wonder if that's intentional or if that's just the way that the game is flowing for Boony Gang.
Absolutely.
Well, unfortunately enough, I also think it's just that solo lane is just so convenient for junglers in season 8
Mm-hmm.
that it's just like well, I could go over to duo, or hear me out, I can go 4 steps over here and try a gank on Liam again.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. And maybe that's the idea of the Warriors Axe. He knows that he's going to continually be gone on. And just knows that he's not going to be able to apply the same damage back to a Susano that he's going to have done on him.
I really don't understand. I know Enemy God is top tier quality solo laner, but it just seems,
Ooh.
I don't know how in the world
I know.
they chase him off, but he says no, I'm coming back for more. Jeez. And a big CC chain from Boony Gang, and enemy picking it up on yet another kill.
Big rotation coming from the mid laner. I don't know if you saw it there, but Goat Boy just almost yoinked enemy god away from Liam Naughty Bear. Just missed it, just not soon enough. Enough damage done to Liam Naughty Bear to take his life.
Yeah, once again, this is definitely not the start that Khepri Suns needs naturally, but they're gonna definitely have to look to stop the bleeding, as they are now 2K gold down at the 7.5-minute marker.
Without question. I think a lot of that has come from those back camps and that blue buff of Khepwi Suns. I think they definitely need to re-secure that farm.
They can definitely start the bleeding by trying to track the Tsukiyomi as best as he can. You know, enemy is probably not going to rotate for the next 4 minutes. I mean, odds are probably not, right?
Eventually, I think Boony could be looking for a gold scorpion, and if they get the gold scorpion and they get the gold fury up, they likely will be looking for pressure in the duo lane or the long lane. I think we should call it now.
Yeah.
And they could be looking for the gold fury after that. That could happen in the next probably 2 minutes.
I just realized that the fire scorpion had been taken out itself. That is, we're gonna be getting some early objectives on this map, which is in this case is not necessarily a bad thing for Boony Gang at this point in the game.
Not at all. 2-level advantage in the jungle, 1-level advantage in support. I think that both those characters are going to be rotating into that, obviously.
Seems a pity to miss such a
And a big freeze coming from here, and there's a lot of damage onto Tele. That is unfortunately the one thing I'm not huge on Ymir. You gotta make use of those crystals as best you can, as the beads from Jingwei come out, and the mist pull on top of that, and Jingwei will be able to escape.
like music to my ears.
This almost seems like it's a different Boony Gang team from the regular season. That everybody looks like they're on the exact same page. If you were watching there's a 4-man gank coming after the counter rotation from Khepwi Suns.
Mm-hmm.
What a team! They're absolutely running the game right now.
Yeah, I think that also comes with enemy being in the solo lane. You have that senior solo laner, call him the SS. And just
That's an enemy god.
yeah, SS enemy god,
Christ.
senior solo laner and enemy.
I don't think we want to attribute SS there as the pyro is being picked up. I personally would attribute it to Chino switching roles. He's looking very good as that team. You know, Order side just picks it up using the secure side.
Yeah. Without it, I mean, Chino being there is very interesting. I've only ever known him as an ADC, and played a couple of games with him in the jungle. But usually he's playing, trolley jungle picks. Like I can't even think of them off the top of my head. But very interesting to see him actually
jungle?
playing it in a competitive match. Mm-hmm.
Oh. He's got the jukes, and there we go. Khepri Suns is now on the board. Great pickoff from Yuri. Seeing that Rapid was out and low, and a good pull the knockup and the UwU. Great combo coming from Khepwi Sons.
Right on time too. Really, they might be able to pick up this Gold Fury and cut into this lead.
And that'll shave the lead down a little bit, and the XP lead down a little bit. And they are looking towards this gold, and they have the Scylla Crush and Gloomy House picking it up, and I do exactly, and I don't think unfortunately Yuri is not gonna be able to escape that. And for the exchange of a Gold Fury goes down 2 of Khepwi Sons.
Yeah, unfortunate for Khepwi that they couldn't burn that a little quicker. The Scylla being used earlier in the engagement to attempt to secure a kill.
Manners make us the man. Spiffing.
But ultimately they did come out ahead, but actually in that engagement they did come out ahead, but according to the graph charts, like
The truth cannot be
Boony
stopped.
Gang is still on their way back up. They got so much pressure coming. Let's take a look at these level lists. We have 1 level in the support. Boony is 1 level down in mid. They are 2 up in jungle and 1 up in solo. And that's basically where all the golden XP are at right now.
Yeah, without question. I think the best thing for Khepwi right now is to take fights on the Gold Fury side of the map. Unfortunately, that's not where the next major objective is coming from. So they definitely need to figure out a way to change the tide on the other side of the map there, the fire side.
Yeah, I'm still being very optimistic towards Khepwi Sun's chances as Big Bop's taking out Yuri forever. With the use of the Kraken, and he will take that 1 level deficit, and he will call it even.
Yeah, and put Yuri just a bit further behind while he's dead. Obviously, he cannot farm as he would like to right now, being 3 levels behind Chino Del Rey.
Man, I want to take a look at some stats. So, wow, check out player damage. What in the world?
To be honest with you, I think a lot of that player damage lead comes from Bluestone, just constantly proccing Bluestone over and over again.
Would Bluestone proc each time you use each step of your 1 that you use?
I don't know for sure, Herc. But I believe that it does. I believe that it does.
Somebody in the chat, please tell me. I would love to actually know that, because that would be an interesting use of Bluestone. Being able to proc it 3 times on technically 1 ability. That'd be kind of nice.
Yeah, that'd be definitely game breaking.
And the Boony Gang is gonna start it back up again. Ymir is boxing them all out. The shell coming out from Sylvanas, and as well as the Kraken. Liam getting Chino, and Poseidon's low, and they're grouping up onto him, and Yuri is going to go ahead and take him out, and that is a pyro in exchange for 2 of Boony Gang. Not quite worth, if you ask me.
I would agree. Let's Khepwi Suns back into the game just a little bit. Still down about 2k. Unfortunately, did not have 5 over there. Didn't have the health bars to secure the fire giant on the back of that. But definitely a good fight for Khepwi Suns. Just sticking around, just hanging out, waiting for that level 20 fight to happen.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me.
I'm always up for a ride.
Season 8, there's so much to do on the map that
Towards the heavens.
I'm always finding myself saying, "Why back when you can get more farm?"
No doubt. No
It's
doubt.
like there's always
They
something to
shan't
get
cross me.
on the map as Boony Gang secures the oracles to the Gold Fury, and they're gonna have easy vision onto that for the next fight. I think Keversons wants to start it up though, and they're thinking about it, but I don't know about this.
Yeah, I think they were just. I think they're trying to bait it to try to maybe get an early kill here.
Behold, my supercharged.
Very close Scylla ult to finishing off the Ymir, but the Kraken will finish off Tele, and King Arthur is left out and crippled. But Yuri will take his frustrations out on Chino, and Willix is now on the run from a Susano. And that will be the use of a blink from the Willix, and oh wow, and the kill secured by the Jing Wei ult. Okay.
A ton of ultimates being used in that fight. Unfortunately, for Khepwi Suns did not end up going their way. They started the Gold Fury in order to try to get a fight going over there. Did not pan out.
Yeah, super unfortunate for Khepri Suns, as once again that gold and XP deficit is just trickling away. It's becoming at that point. We're almost at that point where you can almost call it like that point of no return, or it's going to be a 40-minute game.
Enough.
Like they are going to have to take this one very late to be able to get everybody to where they need to be. As Liam looks like he's caught out, and he does not have a tier 1. Susano comes with it, gets a knockup, a good freeze, and they'll be easily picking it up onto Liam. Very unfortunate. He didn't have any ward coverage to let him know that he was going to get 3-man rotated on.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Big pickup for Boony Gang here, and I think they're just going to look for some more gold. Maybe another pick here as Susano goes in.
And he's past the tier 2. Oh, that was really close from Yuri to get that knockup. He wasn't far off.
I have fallen in battle.
Oh, and the late beads coming from the Willix will not prevent the Susano pull.
Yeah, that's a good point, Brown. No Stone of Gaia coming out when there are 3 knockups on the side of Khepwi Suns.
3. Hold on. Who is three knockups? We have. Is he talking about Boony Gang or
3 knockups for Khepwi Suns?
Yeah.
You have the Awilix, and you have the
time.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the Sylvanas ult.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm starting to fall back in love with Stone of Gaia on supports. I had 400 health, all the HP and MP5 in the world. Oh, like you gave me a little bit of poke. Give me a second. You can wait, right? I'll be
Oh,
back to full health.
you're right. Yeah, you're right, Brown. It's even it would even be good on King Arthur. Naturally, there's knockups on Boony Gang as well.
Including the pull from Susano would proc
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Both sides, and we have no Stona guy in the game. Very interesting from both teams.
Very oddly looked over that this match. Usually, don't you usually see that like item 2 or 3 from a King Arthur typically?
Yeah, usually. But Liam definitely opting to go for the 2 shields instead, as we do have Boomy House going down to Yuri. It's a big pickup for Yuri.
Oh, very. And we really need to see Telly put in some big work for his team. I think with the amount of dive that Boony Gang has and how big enemy is, it's going to be very tough engage. Good 3-man knockup, but he gets melted.
Watch closely. Rampage.
And I feel like that Scylla ult tickled them.
Let it consume you.
That is not what you would like to see from a Scylla ult. Because she got that to like 2 or 3 people, right?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like anyway. Not sure if that was maybe spectator lag, something like that. Kind of like last game where we saw the Cuckoo come out and just didn't do anything to Kukulin. Could have been something like that, but it's definitely what it looked like. Looked like it hit 2-3 people.
Man, there's nothing more demoralizing as a Scylla player when you see your I'm a monster do absolutely nothing to him.
That's definitely a feels bad moment. So it looks like we're gonna have a Gold Fury fight again before we have a Fire Giant fight.
Yeah, I don't see any way that Khepwi can contest. They are way too far behind. If they step up, they're just dead.
Going up.
And right now, it is looking as if this is Boony Gang's game to lose. Like, we do not see that many people come back from a lead like this.
No doubt. This Boony Gang team looks so different. I said it again. I'll say it before. They look so together. They look like they look. I dare I say unbeatable. They're playing damn near unbeatable Smite right now.
Yeah, definitely a different look than what we were getting at the beginning of the season. I don't know what it is, but they figured it out or something.
It's interesting to see too that Boomy House is still. I mean, he's on Jingwei and he's still split pushing the map. Maybe that's what their game plan. That's what they're trying to do.
Man, that's the one thing about the Sylvanas pick is just once you're caught out, there's just unfortunately nowhere to go. Especially when you have a slow and a cripple in a pool from Poseidon, and you're just a tree swimming in it.
Yeah, Big Bops is definitely torturing, absolutely torturing Goat Boy with that Kraken.
This reminds me of QSL final season 1, where literally Jack was Serb ulting me on cooldown, and there was literally nothing I could do about it other than be like, well, I guess I'll see you guys in 30 seconds.
Sometimes it'd be like that.
It was literally Serb ult to Poseidon ult, and at the time being a newer support, not buying beads, like just being like, well, shit. Man,
As Boony Gang does pick up the Fire Giant and looks to be backing, spending gold, and grouping up for left tower and probably left Phoenix is where we're going to see our next defense coming out for Khepwi Suns.
I am still shocked. Like I would have loved, and
The truth cannot
okay,
be
Ymir
stopped.
absolutely trolling the hell out of Tsukiyomi. I saw that. He threw up a wall and just blocked his way.
Oh, of course.
But
That's just all of having fun.
I would
Oh, yeah.
really like to know the thought process of the enemy being like, what caused him to say, you know what, Susano's the play.
Susano is an
Like-
infamous pick for him. That's why.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
I've never seen him play it.
Activate Gale.
Oh,
Rampage.
and
There's the
What?
Kraken on Goat Boy again.
they're just literally
Let it consume you.
they're just literally putting two ults into.
Winter has most unequivocally
Yeah, they just literally
I
put two
see.
ults into Goat Boy and just get rid of him, and then they just take a 4v5. Oh no!
Unstoppable.
And guys, I hate to say it, but that's GG's. And that is a
Might be.
good wall from Ymir.
My vigil at last been
And they are
brought
going
to
to
an end.
take
Let it
the
consume
Phoenix,
you.
and they are going to take this game.
Yeah, that is a good Phoenix call. What a great way to end this set. I mean, there's no one up besides Goat Boy, and by the way, he's probably gonna get hit by more ults if there's any more. It doesn't look like there's much, but I mean, who cares? This Titan, this game, I mean, Boony Gang was looked at as a team to possibly get upset by a minors team in the original playoffs, and now they have gone 2 sets, a best of 1 and a best of 3 against All In and Khepwi Suns, and have brought themselves into the spotlight, punching their tickets to finals.
Holy Jesus.
Yeah, you definitely couldn't. You could not have said it better. It's they look like they're the team to beat right now, and we saw it in season 1. It looks as if we're going to see it again in season 2. The team gets hot at the right time, and they get to the finals, and I would say they're the favorite in the finals. What do you guys think?
I mean, obviously, we have to see the result of Gem versus Phenoms. Phenom squad,
That's going to be a
looking
good game.
looking to be the second strongest team in the original playoffs. But now with All In gone, they're definitely looking as like the strongest squad in terms of skill. But of course, this is playoffs. Anything can happen, and a best of 5 is not something that any of these players have had to deal with all season long. And that is a long set to go through. That's 3 games you have to win in one sitting. That is extremely hard, taxing, one might say. So, it's gonna be nuts seeing what this Boony Gang, team can pull here. Because honestly, they were looked as an underdog, as a team that was just gonna lose and be gone, and now they're all the way in finals. They gotta, 1, be feeling good, and 2, if they lose, whatever. They just beat All In and Khepwi Suns. That's great.
I gotta agree with you. No matter what happens, you definitely take that as a pretty successful story.
Without question, they've done a fantastic job.
Man, Bluestone, Warrior Tabi, Void Shield, Glad Shield.
But I also
style.
want to talk about our good friends there at the Khepwi Suns UwU. Of course, you sort of had a similar naming structure for your Cthulhu Moons, Cooter. Their season ends here. They had an excellent upset against a very strong Dharmic Killers team, and even though they lose here in a 2-0, what do you guys think? That these players can take away personally. Do they feel that they've improved over the season? Yuri in the jungle and such. Do you think that this is still a set of strong players, even though they were season 1 champions and they will not go back to back? What? How do you think they take this?
Knowing that group of guys, I'm sure the today it's gonna feel really bad. Losing especially 2-0 in the manner that they did. But there was a ton of improvement across the board. The league as a whole got significantly better from season 1 to season 2. And coming out with almost an identical team, the Khepwi Suns UwU definitely has done fantastic things. Yuri, an original solo laner, has grown so much in the jungle. Meaty Manlink, he's still a monster like he always is. Liam doing great things, Gopoy doing great things, and Telly showing that he really is the real deal over there in that ADC role. I would put him up there with anybody else in that role. I think that they had a fantastic season, and I think they did a great job taking their team from season 1 and improving it into season 2. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough for them.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I gotta agree. Just Khepri Suns don't have anything to be ashamed about. They had a really good season. They had a great season one, and they had a pretty good. Oh my gosh, sorry. Wow, and they had a pretty good season 2, and I have no doubts that they'll show up through season 3 and come back even stronger.
Yes, sir. It was a fantastic set, and that does bring the QSL tonight to a close. That is our final score here, and besides any parting thoughts from you guys, I believe that we can wrap it up here with this 2-0, and tomorrow we look to get the Gloria et Mortem versus Phenoms in finals pending, of course. That set could happen tomorrow, could happen a little bit early on Monday. We will see. But any parting thoughts for you guys before we leave here tonight?
Looking forward to the finals. Stick around. Stay tuned.
And I'm hungry.
And sign up for season 3. Signups are open. The open invite is coming soon. I promise. I promise. It's almost here. But GG's, guys. And see you tomorrow.